What's up, ninjas? What is going on? What is going on? Thunder Pumper Tuesday in full effect. Matter of fact, it is thundering. We had some rain come down on us as we were driving to this property, but it finally stopped and we were able to clean up that little side over there, which had a bunch of weeds and some flowers. But the customer decided to just go ahead and mulch everything up and cut it down instead of trying to spend a lot of money and time pulling a lot of those weeds, because it's just been overgrown. But this is the 60,000 square feet account is what we call it, because that's what it is. And it's a pretty big account. The grass actually has slowed down. We weren't actually even supposed to mow it today. It wasn't supposed to be mowed till next week anyway, but they really wanted us to come over and do that whole little cleanup over there. And I told them, I said, look, I'll do that for free if you want us to go ahead and just mow. And they decided to do that. But anyway, we're done. We're gonna go see if we can go knock out one or two more, but more rain is on its way. I don't know how much you can tell. I mean, it looks pretty bad. Look at that over there. We've had every day rain, a little bit here and there, which is good. We need it. I'm not complaining at all, but it sucks when it catches you in the moment. But this is a really big property. The back is even bigger than the front. Stop it. But and that whole shed there, they have asked me to demolish it and haul it off. I told them there's nothing I can do right now, but if that's something they're still interested in, I can do it sometime this fall, winter, when things slow down. So Busy Bee's just gonna blow off that little bit over there that he was mulching the last bit, and then we're out of here. Hey, as you can see by the title, as you can see by the thumbnail, we've had another incident. A broken window to a car. Ooh, ooh, chicken, chicken, ooh, ooh. Chicken head, chicken, 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 chicken. Who wants some lunch? Hey, I'm always down for some chicken for lunch. As I was saying, we had another incident. Busy Bee is on a roll. This is actually his second one. And that's not even the worst part. You want to know what the worst part is? You ready for this? It's the same customer that just got his window replaced to that front door. Literally on the day that they finally installed that glass door, that day, they did it probably an hour or two before we showed up. We show up and Busy Bee busts his driver's side rear window. Okay, now look, a lot of you are gonna go and say, what the heck, man, Busy Bee needs to go, you know, or he's just super careless. If that was the case around the rest of the yards all around the town that I have, if he was just busting windows left and right everywhere, I would probably be really furious right now and really be upset. But the fact is, I am super embarrassed, of course, to the customer. I had a huge, long conversation with him yesterday. I hate to say it like this, but I never want anything like this to happen to any of my yards. Of course, you never want to break anything. But if it is going to happen, I'm glad that it happened to the type of people that those customers are. They're the nicest, sweetest, most understanding people that I have ever come across. And they also understand that they've never had any issues like this with me before. I've been maintaining their yard now. It's a super small little granny yard, but I've been maintaining their yard now for many, many years, okay? Many, many moons. And this has never happened. And so what we've come to, you know, that whole front yard is challenging, no doubt. And I'm actually quite surprised that we haven't broken stuff before, because if you remember that yard, you've got the house, glass door, of course the windows, then you got the driveway to the left if you're standing in front of the house, and you've got their cars. So not only do you have the glass windows and doors, now you've got their cars to the left. Behind you, this is if you're standing in front of the house, is my truck. And I've got windows on the truck too. And that's the only place I can park. So it's really complicated, and the only open area is to the right of it, which is the neighbor's yard. So it's really complicated, and it's very, very dangerous. It's coming down already again a little bit. But Busy B,
what's up?
What happened yesterday, man? Explain yourself. I want tears.
I don't know what happened. I just know me and that yard don't get together too good.
They do not. So I was just in the process. I had to stop the video just because the customers was coming out to pay me, and it's literally on the same day. They just got their door fixed.
Bust the car window out.
And now busted the car window. So Busy B, he was so mad yesterday, as he was the first time, and I understand his frustration. But one thing he was telling me yesterday, he goes, you might as well clock me out. I'm done. I'm quitting. I'm out of here. This job's not for me. And you still feel that way?
No, I'm still there, man.
It was just in the heat of the moment?
That was just my anger yesterday.
Just the heat of the moment. One thing I did ask him, I said, please do not talk to me like that. Even though I knew that it was just the heat of the moment. He was upset. He was upset. But I said, don't walk up to me and tell me you're gonna quit, you know, it's your last day, because at that point, you know, my blood pressure is gonna go up, and I'm gonna get super stressed out, because I'm normally a chill person. I might not, I mean, overall, yeah, I'm normally a chill person. I mean, you know, I get a little stressed out sometimes if we're just running behind or something like that. So anyway, I was like, please do not, you know, say that unless you really mean it. So I asked him yesterday, I said, sorry, is this your last day? Are you quitting? And he's like, no. I'm like, okay, well, don't do that again, please, because, and I understand where he's coming from. I do get it, buddy, I do. You know, he does not want to do this, of course. And I truly believe that. I mean, well, who would want to break anybody's window, especially being the same customer as last time? I mean, if that's not bizarre, ninjas, I don't know what is. That's pretty freaking bizarre. But, you know, I'm not counting those little lights that you're replacing in the ground. That's nothing. I mean, we just got to be more careful. But this is his second time. So what we've decided is I'm going to go ahead and just weed eat from now on that yard. And he's gonna mow, and he's obviously gonna use the mower shooting the opposite direction just like I am. And I was telling the customer, I said, if I end up breaking something the remainder of this year, I said, then you can just fire me. Actually, you don't even have to fire me. I'll probably just fire myself, because I mean, that's crazy. You know, you go 6-7 years with nothing, and then 1 year, 2 things with the same customer back to back. It's just pretty bizarre, and that is not how I run my business. I had to explain that to him. That is not who I am. That is not how we do things. We're not that careless. I mean, yes, things can happen, accidents can happen, but we're not that careless to the point where you know, we're breaking something every couple weeks at your house. That's not how it's going to go, and that's not how it's been for the last several years. And he totally understood that. He was, you know, I really appreciate him being understanding. That means the world to me. So anyway, but it is what it is, ninjas. It sucks, but, and I know you know, I know you are upset as well, right?
Yeah, I was.
You were more than now. You're a little better today. Yesterday, let's just say we didn't really talk much. I tried to do a few little jokes and stuff to lighten the mood, but I mean, I was upset, and I knew he was upset, and it's just nothing to it. But anyway, it just goes to show, ninjas, things like this can happen, especially something as bizarre as 2 times back to back with the same customer. I mean, first his front door, now his freaking car window. I mean, what in the world is going on? Makes you just ask yourself. And as I was telling you earlier, if Busy Bee was breaking windows left and right all over town, wherever I have all these yards, because my yards are scattered everywhere, of course, with different rotations, you know, then I would be like, all right, Busy Bee, you know, it's been great having you, man. You're just starting to be careless. It's time to part ways. I can't do this where, you know, I'm spending money on a weekly or every other week basis replacing people's windows. Actually, I don't think, with the type of personality Busy Bee is, I don't think I'd even have to say that, because I mean, you'd probably just leave on your own, yeah. Right? You'd figure this is not the job for me anymore.
Yeah, I would real quick.
Yeah, so, and that's what he was telling me yesterday. And I think it's also the fact that it happened the first time. You're being super paranoid at that yard, right?
Yeah.
And when you're super,
it didn't do me no good.
It didn't do you no good. When you're super paranoid about something, not that you don't need to be careful, of course, at all times, and try to, but when you are being super careful and super paranoid, that happens.
Yep.
Those things actually happen even more. So, but it is what it is. Yes, it sucks, but what can you do? Anyway, I think we're gonna go ahead and get this small little granny yard, which is right up here on the left in front of us and off this road. And I think we're gonna call it quits, because apparently somebody's going car shopping.
Yep, we got to.
Buying a brand new car?
I wouldn't say brand new, probably used.
Used? Well, 10,000 miles to me is a brand new car.
Yeah.
No, he's not buying it for himself. I told him get the minivan, but he wouldn't listen. What are you getting? What, wait, SUV?
I guess you call it an SUV.
It's an SUV, yeah. What year?
2019, 2020.
2019, 2020? Well, it's probably a 2020 with 10,000 miles. Unless it's just not hardly ever been driven. Well, I mean, 10,000 miles for 1 year, I guess, is understandable. But, yeah. So anyway, spending all that money. Look at you. You're spending money left and right, man.
Yeah, no break.
No break. What you got to say to yourself or yourself, man?
I don't have nothing to say for myself.
Nothing. Nothing. Guilty as charged.
I was just ready for the day to be over with.
Yeah, guilty as charged?
Yep.
Your Honor. So ninjas, as you can see, the dealer actually sent me the wrong size of these rubber bushings, or whatever you want to call them, because this is the old one, which it actually looks still to be in okay condition, I guess. I have no choice, I have to use it. But if you match it with this one, look at the difference. So I will be using the old one to pop it in here. But before I do, let me make sure he sent me the correct. Okay, it does. Okay, so I couldn't get it on there, so what you have to do is basically put it through that. Put this fuel gauge through the rubber, and then install the rubber, and then you're hopefully at this point just pushing it on down. But one thing I noticed, if you look at the factory, it's got a red dial, and this is a black dial with the white background. So I don't know if he sent me the correct one or not. I mean, if it works, I really don't care. It's not a big deal. I'm just hoping that this actual bushing here actually holds and doesn't leak again, because it was leaking. So my guess it's leaking because of that, unless it was leaking because of in here. But anyway, this might be from a Ferris, because if I'm not mistaken, when I look at my Ferris's fuel gauges, they are white background with a black dial, and the ZKs are a red dial. But like I said, it doesn't really matter to me. Now I'm just hoping it'll actually fit in here, so let's find out. And this might be a little challenge, so bear with me. Okay, so I'm gonna try one more thing, and if it doesn't work, then he just sent me the wrong one. So what I did is I actually put the bushing all the way around it instead of putting it in the hole first, and now I'm gonna try to pop it in here. And like I said, if this doesn't work, then he's just sent me the wrong one. Well, I think he sent me the wrong one, ninjas. Try one more time. See, one side goes in, but it won't pop up over here because it's too tight. Nope, there it goes. Problem is, it's not reading. There's fuel in it. I'm gonna go ahead and try to top off some fuel from one of the gas cans and see if this actually moves. I'll keep you posted on this, ninjas. Keep an eye on it the rest of this week and see what it does. I'm also waiting for those wheels still to come in. But anyway,